Okay, so we are looking at over here. I'm going to put me over here because we're in focus corner up here. But now we want to focus in on these guys for real this time. It's no drill. If we look at the C shape and C, this is the major seventh. This is for the C major seventh mainly for the 1. Okay, the 1 is going to be root 3, 5, 7, but we're going to substitute to get to the 4th, so the root 3, 5, 7 for the 4th is going to be F, A, C, E. How are we going to do that? By moving the pattern up 1. So first we look at the C, we just played it. It's 3, 5, 7, root 3. Let's start from root so it's easier to recognize. Root 3, 5, 7. Okay, that's our C major 7. So the same diagram can be used to get our F major 7. We're not going to move it down to get the 5th because we don't want that. We want the dominant, so we're going to have a separate string shape for the dominant. Okay, so I've always looked at dominant string shapes and said, I don't need that. I could just use the 5th form, the form of the 5th. There's my dominant, but I had to make a dominant string shape just to be on the safe side. But first, let's look at how to get to the 4th here. So we're going to move the pattern up 1, and we're going to play this from the C position. Okay, so we got 7 root. Look at that, E, F right there. And then we have 3, 5, A, C. So it's E, F, A, C. And then we get that 7 again, right? 7 root again. So we got 7 root, 3, 5, 7 root. Okay. And then the 3rd. And then this string shape. It's got to be warped up though. So that warped up is, sorry about that. Okay, that's C is the 5th of F. The 7th of F is E. And then root F, it's C. So we can use that diagram. I was pointing at that diagram, but it didn't go over very well. We can use that diagram. So that's the substitution we use for there. Now to get to the 5th, remember, we want to get to these guys, all of these, no matter where you... Let's just zoom out a second. Let me put me where I usually am so I know where I'm at. Remember, we want to get to these guys, because we want to play these guys, and we're going to go in a circle. It means wherever you start, whether it's a note in between line on the staff, or a line through note on the staff, if you start on an E minor 7th, you're going to go E to F to G to A, and they're going to all be the same polarity, if you will. Here's a sunset note, here's a planetary note. I don't mean to get weird, like the theory of everything. You know what the theory of everything is? Use common sense. Listen to what the physicists have told you and the conclusions that they've made in plain talk, and then try to put it together from there. That's what I figure in physics I was going to, maybe figure out the universe, but I don't think so. It's, it is what it is. We're kind of stuck in our time period, and so, just stay in the moment. And you turn it over to a power much greater than yourself. So, looking at the circle here, this is our goal, to be able to play this on guitar, to play any one of these, but we've got to play the majors. So we've got the major string shapes, that's just just root 3 5 plus the 7th, and then we have the substitution for the 4th. The 5th is going to be dominant, and then we have the minors. Now the minor is just going to be root 3 6, okay, of the shape of the major shape. All right. To get to the two other minors, we're going to have to substitute the 4th and the 5th shape and just take their root 3 6. So D minor's root 3 6 D minor first inversion is F A D, and E minor first inversion is root 3 6 is G B E. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's look here. Now, by the way, this pattern is like a pattern stack. So it's got pattern A, pattern B, and then pattern A again. So really the pattern itself can be expressed just with this much of it, or just with this much of it. Depends on whether you want pattern A on the bottom or pattern A on the top or something like that. Okay? So for the minor 7 string shapes, it's similar to the way that we've spelled out just the minors, but there'll be a 7th. Okay, so in the original shape, all right, the A minor 7th, the original shape. Now, whatever shape that is, it could be C shaped, it could be A shaped, it could be G shaped, it could be E shaped, or a D shaped up here. Okay, it could be D shaped. That D shape pentatonic, diatonic rather, goes. Okay, could be D shaped. So it depends on where you start it. Okay, where you start it. And we also have, in addition to the cage system thing, which we use caged, the 4th and the 7th. With the 4th, we start from the right up here, the 4XL. Okay, and the root is part of the E cage. So since we don't have to cut into the E cage, for that, and the A cage, which is the 5th here. All right, but we've got our 7th on the E. There was supposed to be a 7 there. I don't want to start lecturing on how the long patterns. We've had lots of experience with the long patterns before, with the diatonic long patterns, which is all the numbers. So we have all of the qualities. Okay, so I mean, you can treat E and say, hey, let's make this G dot. Let's make this G dot a Lydian 4th. So G is the 4th of D. So follow the D scale from the G note. Okay, it would be treating it as the 4th. Okay, my strings are a little. So we look at here and we get our minor 7th. If we move it up and take root 3 and take 6 root 3 5, we'll get the 4th. We move the pattern down. So again, this can get a little hairy, and I'm sure we'll mess it up. I don't want to get too into this stuff. It's better to start from C here, perhaps. So let's say we're in the C shape. Okay, so we've got the C shape. Our C that's just this. But we started from E. Okay? Now, if we want to do the minor, we're going to go root 3 6. So from C with in the C shape with the minors, okay, we shouldn't have a 3 5 there.